Just as a little add-on, and I know I say that quite a bit, when I got home and was reviewing the video, I kept thinking I saw like a blur or there was something weird happening, and indeed there was. When I got home, I checked out the lens of the camera. There was something really weird on the lens of the camera, which I tried to take some stills of, which hopefully I can get a clear one and post it. I'm very, very careful with my camera. I am the only one who touches the camera in my house. The lens was perfectly clean and wonderful. Like, you'd have to stick your finger in there pretty far in to actually touch the lens. And there was some kind of a hard substance on the lens in one spot. So when you see me at the beginning of the video and it looks like I might be a little bit foggy, or I mentioned I thought I saw mist but I wasn't sure, it was because I was looking through the lens, and because the camera is having trouble focusing through that area, it gets a little fuzzy. So we didn't have a ghost walking through the video. If you're thinking, oh my gosh, something's happening, it was a malfunction, basically. And I've cleaned the lens, and it came off, like I had done, and rub, and it came off. So I'm not sure what it was. It was looking kind of white. When you touch the screen, you could physically feel that there was something there. I'll have to go back and look at some of the stuff I've filmed earlier, but I don't recall this happening. Like, I'm very careful with my camera, make sure. So I don't know if somebody was trying to do something to the camera while we were there, or if there was something else that happened. But I just found that very interesting, and we'll add this in later. Okay. Oh, you do? Sorry, you start.
Oh,
Hi, I'm Charlotte.
hi, I'm Charlotte.
Hi, I'm Michelle, and welcome to
World of Wonder.
Oh, wow,
sorry.
our World of Wonder.
Good thing
Hey,
you can edit it.
we didn't practice this, so you
I
can
think
tell.
we better start over
No,
again.
I think it's fine. So it's wow, our World of Wonders.
Wonders.
So wow stands for World of Wonders. Lots of things make us say wow. This is our first episode, so we're a little
Bear with
crazy.
us.
Yeah. We're at, is it Bowmanton?
Bowmanton Cemetery.
Bowmanton Cemetery. We're going to tell you the story of Weird Willie. A couple of things before we start. We're on the outside of the cemetery right now. To start off, we've both grounded. We've brought the energy, the white light down. We've grounded. We've made sure all that was done. One thing.
Called on our angels and guides.
Friends and elementals.
Power animals, yeah.
Everything. Just to make sure we're safe. We've taken a couple of stills of what it looked like as we got here this morning. We've brought our stones and crystals, some of which we got at Peaceful Arts in Port Hope. This is a lovely piece of shungite. I'm going to bring it up close so you can see. It's a very good grounding and shielding stone. One thing that a lot of ghost investigation people don't do is protect things like their cars. While we're doing an investigation, we don't want to bring home any negative energies or beings with us. So we are going to be placing this in the car. But if you don't have shungite...
This is hematite, which you probably can't see too well. It's a very metallic, kind of a shiny stone. And it's really good for grounding. It's really good for protection. I usually always carry a piece with me no matter what I'm doing, because I just find that it just kind of keeps you centered. It keeps you, your feet on the ground, basically. And it also is a very protective stone as well. So I brought that. I also am wearing, underneath this warm jacket, because it's cold today, this is a talisman stone. It's a peace jade. And it is a protective stone. It's a healing stone. I've kind of put all kinds of different energies into this stone, so I wear it all the time, again, and it's especially good for a day like this when you're doing this kind of work. This is turquoise. This is a healing stone as well. Just a general healing stone. And this is one of my favorite stones, so I wear it all the time. So that's what I've got to protect me today.
Oh, I've got my stuff on too. I have some. This is fluorite in the shape of Kuan Yin. I use an energy that she also uses, dragon energy. It's also the same. It's also Mother Mary. They all use the same energy. So I have this on because they're some of my helpers. And rose quartz, of course, which I've talked about before, and a rainbow moonstone. This is a very loving, compassionate, nurturing stone. And moonstone is very spiritual as well, so I've always got that with me. And in my camera bag, I am carrying a pouch that I've made up. And once you learn about stones and things, this is a little pouch I've made. I have Lemurian jade in here, and Incan jade, and a rose quartz tumbled stone that looks like a heart, because heart stones is something that I find a lot of, and you'll find out eventually. But this is something that I carry with me in my bag. It's always going to be here, and that's another backup stone. So we will turn off the camera in a moment, and we will put this in the car, and we will be in to tell you the story of Willie.
Quick question.
No, you're good. Okay, so we are here in the cemetery, and Charlotte is by Weird Willie's tombstone. She's taking some pictures to see if she can get any orbs or any feeling of any energies in this particular area. This is just a small corner of the cemetery. The story that was going around in the late 70s and early 80s was that William Gummo, known as Weird Willie, went insane. He murdered his entire family and burned the house down to conceal what he had done, and then hung himself in a tree nearby. Now, the legend goes that if you come in here at, like at midnight, and come up to the stone and read the little poem I'm trying to find. Can I find it? Right in the middle there. Oh, there, Charlotte's aiming at it. If you read that out loud 3 times, Willie will show up and walk through the cemetery, obviously scaring everyone. It was something that a lot of teenagers back in the 80s did, because there was nothing around this area for anyone to do, so that's what they did. We are going to take some readings, take some photographs, everything that we can think of we're going to try and do. We're not going to film absolutely everything, but if we come across an anomaly or, a cold pocket, which it's quite cold out right now, so I don't think we'll actually find any, we will stop everything. We will take pictures of the reading, whether the compass gets an unusual reading or the EMF machine gets an unusual reading. If we get a weird feeling of any sort, we will stop, we will take pictures, and we'll tell you what's happening. Okay, so this is the start of our investigation. Okay, Charlotte and I have just gone around the entire cemetery and taken pictures. Did you get any unusual feelings?
The only thing I got feelings of, I didn't actually get any feelings right in the cemetery. There seems to be more going on down in this area. It's sort of like it almost looks like they were going to expand the cemetery, but they never did. It's just like a little cleared space behind all these trees. There seems to be something going on down in there. And also, kind of over right at the very, very end of the cemetery, you can't really see it from here, over the top of that hill, that seems to be where most of the older stones are. And it was kind of interesting over there. I mean, I didn't really feel anything in particular, but it's just, I don't know. Until I get my photos on the computer, I can't really say whether I've got anything or not. But just an interesting feeling there, like a very, very kind of still kind of a watchful feeling.
Well, it's good you'd mentioned watchful, because I had originally gotten some weird feelings down in the corner over here, which I took a couple of stills. I thought I saw mist, but then there was nothing. And as we were walking down, I wasn't getting any really weird feelings of any sort. but I kept being drawn to that side of the cemetery. We've taken quite a few pictures on that side. We've been hearing crows like crazy, and Charlotte just thinks
And
she
blue
heard
jays.
no more than the blue jay,
Well, yeah, I can hear the blue jays now, but we heard a raven.
which they're not supposed to be in this area, and someone on the website had said that she had seen a raven here, so that's kind of an unusual thing. They're usually more up north. So as we're coming along here, I all of a sudden realized, we asked for the elementals to be here, and they are. They're in the row of trees. I've taken some pictures of the trees and the leaves. Hopefully what I've seen will be able to show you. But it's almost like you can, well, you feel like you're sort of being watched in a way, or you know
Yeah.
that there's something happening just over there, but it's not a scary, frightening feeling. It's more kind of like that, being watched, and people have said they felt being watched here. And it took me a little while to click in, but then I started taking pictures, and the more pictures I saw, the more things I saw. So I'm not going to take tons and tons of pictures of cedar trees to show you where I'm seeing things, but some of the pictures are very interesting. So we're going to take some equipment now. We've got compasses, we've got an EMF machine, and one of the compasses does have a temperature gauge. So if we do happen to find anything unusual, we will stop, we will get the camera, we'll show you where it is. I'm not getting any weird sensations.
No,
so
I'm not either,
I don't
really,
think
no.
electromagnetically we're going to find anything, so it shouldn't take very long, and then we will focus on the stone that is in such controversy. There we go. So Charlotte right now has the EMF machine.
detector.
I've got my little compass. We're going to leave one of the compasses on the stone, which also has the hygrometer and the temperature meter. And I'm going to set up my EVP, just my voice recorder, and I'm going to use the radio for some white noise. And I'm going to put the two fairly close together so that if anyone would like to do some talking, that can happen while we just go around the perimeter of the cemetery. So we'll let you know what happens in just a few minutes. Okay, we've just gridded the whole area with a compass and the EMF machine. We've got the radio was taking the sound. We've turned the radio off. We've moved the voice recorder over to the tombstone that's flat. We've shown them where to talk if they want to talk. We've explained that we can't hear them, but the machine can, and if they want to leave a message, to talk by the little circle. And right now, Charlotte is taking some thermal imaging pictures of the cemetery to see if she finds anything. She'll be taking a few snapshots. We're not sure how to download them yet, but if we find any anomalies in temperature that way, we'll have them. And in a moment, I'm going to show you some of her images that she's doing. And I'm going to turn this around so I can see. There she is over here. She will be reading the curse on Weird Willie's tombstone. So I'm walking up to Charlotte. And, oh wow, that looks really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I've got quite a few pictures here. I'll have to see if there's anything on them. Sometimes you can see if something is there, it might move across your line of vision, but you won't be able to see it with the naked eye. It'll just be like a little purpley thing. And because it doesn't have any heat, it's not going to be red, it's going to be purple.
Oh, okay.
Because it won't be giving off any heat.
Oh, so
I'm
we're
not
coming up on the
seeing
stone.
anything at the moment, but
Okay, there's the stone itself. Well, it's a different color on top. Got two colors there.
the you can see that the sky is red because, I mean, obviously the sun is up there. That's where the hot. That's, I mean, it's not very warm today, but I mean that's as warm as it's going to get. And stone will absorb heat, so I mean you're going to get some heat showing up on the stones themselves, where, you know, maybe the sun has shone earlier today. Not seeing anything really, but I keep thinking
It's like a
maybe,
dance. We're trying
well, yeah.
to turn and move at the same time.
I just keep hoping
That's
maybe
very
I'll see
interesting.
something moving
I'm
across.
stepping on the case here. Oh, it's very pretty,
It is very pretty.
but it's not actually showing
Not
any
seeing
anomalies.
anything really at all. But that doesn't
Hmm.
mean it's not there.
Okay, so we'll put...
I'm going to just actually shut this off because it doesn't take long for the battery to...
Yep. Just make sure that's moved up by a stone somewhere so that we're not going to step on it. Oh, grass.
Okay, I'll just keep it in my hand.
Okay, so what I would like you to do, here's the stone. Let me try and get a close-up of, oops, that's not close. There. There we are. And down here is the poem that you needed to come up. They say it's a curse that you needed to read 3 times out loud for Weird Willie to come and show up. So we're going to have Charlotte read this 3 times.
Okay, so here it is. Young people all, as you pass by, oh, think of me, for you must die. Repent in time, no time delay, for in my prime was called away. Young people all, as you pass by, oh, think of me, for you must die. Repent in time, for time delay, for I in my prime was called away. Young people all, as you pass by, oh, think of me, for you must die. Repent in time, no time delay, for I in my prime was called away.
Okay, so we're like, it's like, oh. I'm going to do a pull back, and I'm going to do a very slow circle to see if we pick up on anything. Well, I'm not actually seeing anything. I think I'll shut this down and we'll take a couple of stills and then we'll come right back. Okay, we've finished taking our pictures and other readings, and we couldn't see anything. We don't know if we've got anything on the voice recorder. So now we're going to tell you the real story of William Gummo. William Gummo died when he was 20 years old. He did not murder his family. He did not murder the house, burn the house. He didn't hang himself. Those were all stories that were put out by teenagers in the late 70s and early 80s. They would bring their girlfriends down. They would tell the scary story, get them maybe a little tipsy to come in. It was like a teenager, I dare you to. One time in particular, and this is where it got kind of upsetting, they dug up the bones of William and spread them around the cemetery so that when kids would come up to do that, they would find the bones and it would be terrifying. They were reburied. And at another time, they were dug up again, and the story that I remember at the time was that the skull was being used as a soccer ball. So, like, very distressful. At the time, the tombstones were vandalized, knocked over. A lot of damage was done in those early 80s, and then more damage was done in the early 90s. Charlotte and I decided to come and tell William's actual story. When he was 20, I'm not sure what the age was.
1901.
Yep, 1901. He had gotten ill, got pneumonia, had pneumonia for 2 weeks, and died. And this was at a time when there was no antibiotics, there was nothing to take. So either you lived or you died. There was no medicine to help you. And sadly, he died. And the curse that Charlotte had just read was a poem. This was a small community. Everybody knew everyone else, and it was the family's way of telling them, you know, we loved our son, but he died too young. So go out, live your life. And the repenting is, don't act like a bunch of, you know, drunken teenagers wrecking up a cemetery.
Yeah.
Live your life, make every day count, because
You never
you
know.
might die. It wasn't a curse that if you read this, you will die. It was a warning by a loving family. He had 2 sisters, Elizabeth and Emma, and I'm sure, you know, they missed him very much, and the family never thought in a million years that because of a loving poem warning the community to live your life and spend every day the best way that you can, that his son would be dug up and the bones would be thrown around and the head would be used as a soccer ball. So one of Charlotte's and mine main thing was when you watch ghost hunting shows, and we don't like the word hunters, we're like investigators.
Yeah.
Because hunting is a very negative male thing. We're not out hunting, we're investigating, and we're also healers. And we've decided that we are going to try and take all of the negative energy that was put in here by a bunch of misguided people and put love back in, try to put the healing in. Excuse me. I will be using some rose quartz spheres. We will be gridding the area in the 4 directions. We will be bringing in the light, grounding, bringing it up, bringing it through our heart chakra into the rose quartz. And what we will be doing is Charlotte will do like the east-west. The crystals will join and make an arc. Then we will go in the north-south, make an arc. We will draw that energy to expand the whole cemetery. And we will be leaving a rose quartz heart in the center of the cemetery to continue the energy, to continue the healing, and hopefully people watching this, if you feel motivated, there is a restoration society they're still trying to fix up this cemetery and restore the stones. I'll find their address and put it on our site so that if anyone feels the need to donate to help continue the healing here, you'll be able to. There we go. Okay, now we're on the other side. We're going to be working in this area just over here. We've got the rose quartz spheres, which is a loving energy. It's a nurturing stone. It's a wonderful, wonderful stone.
It's a very pale pink.
Yes.
You might not be able to see that, but it's very, very, very light pink.
It's also a very good stone to give to a newborn child. Don't give it to her. Put it in the room. Have a pendulum type of thing that you can hang somewhere where the child can't get at the stone. But it's a very wonderful stone. This is my rose quartz heart that I'm going to bury and leave here. The energy will continue long after we're gone, and hopefully we'll be here for years and years and years. This is my rose quartz pendulum. I'm going to be taking out negative energy from the area and replacing it with good. We'll explain out how all of these things work in an episode unto itself. But we're going to turn off the camera now because it's like a sacred ritual. We're not going to tape it. And we'll come back and tell you how it went.
We finished doing our healing ritual, and it went really well. It was a lovely experience. And each direction that we faced in, we could feel different energies coming from each direction. Michelle said that she could feel was elemental energies coming from the north, which was what the area that we were talking about before, and also the east. When I was facing north, I could feel, and I could sense, I could almost feel that somebody was watching. It was sort of like nature spirits, I think, were helping us. And it was just a lovely feeling to imagine this beautiful healing rose pink dome just covering the whole cemetery, the whole area in healing light. And we also buried the little rose quartz basically in the very center of the cemetery, which is sort of in that dip over there. So this whole area now has that protective healing light. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to check this hygrometer. Do you want me to pick it up?
It's on the other side, so you have to flip it around.
Okay.
There we go.
And the
And if I-
temperature's gone way up. Look at that. It
Oh,
says it's,
wow.
oh
No,
no,
that's
that's the
the hygrometer.
humidity. Okay, so that's 70% humidity.
Which is quite high, actually.
It is high. And what about 12 Celsius?
Something like that. So it's... Because one of the reasons that we want to check the humidity is after a rainstorm and when there's a lot of moisture in the air, that conduces a lot of conductivity
And
type of
we
thing.
did have we did have a thunderstorm last night too, which is good. I mean, lightning and thunder can also heighten electromagnetic energies.
So that was... I don't know what I was going to say there. I just had another menopausal moment. But
We're going to anoint the stone
yes, I think
with
that's
holy water.
very important that we do that because a lot of negative things happened here. Right, okay,
You
so
want me to just hang on to it?
you can just snap it shut. I mean, it's plastic.
Okay.
It should be fine. Here, I'll give you the camera. If you look there, you can see. A very important thing that a lot of people don't realize, that holy water can be made by anyone. It's the intention. So you don't need to go to your local church or a priest to have holy water made. I have this lovely little heart jar. It used to be a perfume bottle. And as long as you bless it with whichever God that you happen to believe in, I believe that there's all one energy, one God. It's all part of the same thing. And I bless it in my particular way, which we could talk about another time. But I think the best thing to do is to put some love back to a place where some very bad things happened. And you can even see on the stone here the damage. People have taken a hammer to the stone and tried to damage that. So here we go. Lots. There we go. Bless it. And I'm going to... Stones feel this energy as well. It's not just... And they've even tried to scratch the Gummo family name off the stone, which...
But it's interesting though that people have left pennies. You can see that there's pennies been left on the stone down here. There's nickels and quarters been left.
Yeah, I'm not sure what
I'm
that
not sure what that
symbolizes.
signifies, whether it's people leaving blessings or...
Even on this side, like they've really... This poor stone. And I think what I will also do, his mother and father are here as well. And I'm going to... Here we go. There. We're sorry for what happened to your family. I know this is not what you intended, that you did something very loving for your son, and it got turned into something just horrible. Now, is this gummo over here as well?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Yes. We are so sorry for what's happened here. We hope that what we did helps, can give humanity a nice little uplift. Not everyone is negative and unthinking. So I'll do there. And if we just... Oh, sorry for the little spin. There we go. See? This is cool what this little handle's for. So that's Charlotte and me. Let's see. So I'm Michelle.
I'm Charlotte.
And we'd like to know what makes you say, wow. Just while we were doing our goodbyes and throughout the entire video, if you listen and they stop, the crows have been going crazy, and blue jays. Crows are my bird. Blue jays are Charlotte's bird. There you go.
Yeah.
And it's just been amazing. Hey, look at that.
What do you see?
Well, it almost looks like there is a misty something. I'm not sure. Of course, now that we're taping, they're not talking.
No, I can hear the,
there we go.
crows.
We also had sparrows go to the tombstone
yeah.
where the our stand was, you would think because there was unusual things there, they would stay away. But no, we heard a turkey. A turkey.
Turkey vulture.
Oh, and then we
Oh
saw.
no, I'm sorry.
We
We
saw
saw
a
a turkey
vulture.
vulture, but we heard a wild turkey. And there's been quite a few
Oh,
robins
here we
and
go.
mourning doves.
No, they stopped again. So just one last little look before we leave. We just thought that was a very interesting little thing. And of course, crows are known for being a voice for the dead sometimes.
Yeah.
Or a connection to. And the raven, most definitely. Yeah, that was very interesting,
It
the raven.
was, yeah. It was over in the trees on the other side of the road.
Yeah, we didn't actually see him, but another part of the lore, one person who had come out here had said that people have trouble starting their cars when they leave, which we'll find out in a minute. And she looked into the woods, which I'm assuming it had to be the woods where you heard the raven.
I heard it over there. It was over
And
there.
she heard the raven over there. And I mean, I heard it as well. It sounds completely different than any noise a crow would make. There's no mistaking that it's different. So there we go. We're on our way back home and try to get this up and out as quickly as we can.
Look at our pictures.
And we hope to see you.
Anything in our pictures.
Yeah, we hope to. Yeah, well, that's right too. We have to analyze everything and listen through the voice recordings, and we'll let you know what we find. Thanks for watching.